Tonight, the rap community mourns the death of one of its pioneers. Good evening, I'm Jackie Reed. We begin tonight with devastating news, the death of Jason Mizell, known to many as DJ Jam Master Jay of Run DMC.
I had heard Jay been shot before, so I wasn't thinking that this time he was actually killed. But when I rolled up and I saw that yellow tape, I knew something bad had definitely happened.
JMJ.
DJ Jam Master Jay, whose real name was Jason Mizell, was gunned down inside a recording studio in Queens, New York.
My heart is beating fast like crazy, and I look in the room and I view his body and I see him laying there. And I just walk out, and when I walk out, I automatically drop to the floor. I drop to the ground because I just felt like I just lost everything.
Mizell and several others were taking a break when two armed men were buzzed into the second-floor studio. Police say the gunman opened fire. Mizell was shot in the head and died at the scene. Another man was wounded. No arrests have been made, and police have not released a motive.
Hip-hop in the world just lost Jam Master Jay tonight, but by the time I got back to Hollis in 2/3, and I walked through the door, it just hit me, oh shit, we lost Jason tonight. We lost Jason. We lost one of our family members. I lost one of my best friends. I lost one of my homeboys. I lost my mentor, you know, like that was unreal. I'm upstairs sleeping in his room, the room that he grew up in, the room that I watched him become Jam Master Jay in, man. So it's like I'm just asking God, why?
Unlike rappers Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G., Run DMC's music has never been about violence, which makes the motive for the shooting all the more baffling.
That's it.
When I say we rode very tight, we rode extremely tight, man. So imagine having to call Jam Master Jay's mother saying, Connie, your son is dead. Imagine having to call Jam Master Jay's wife and saying, Terry, your husband died tonight. I took that responsibility on that night, and I take it on 5 years later. That's why I'm here doing what I'm doing right now. For them, for hip-hop, for Hollis crew, for everybody, man. Like, I can't let this just go like that, man. I don't sleep at night. I can't breathe easy until this right here. Something has to happen, and justice has to be served. Jason is my cousin. He's like 8 years older than me. Jay kind of like saw me like a little brother, and me and Jason always had a real good relationship.
Jason is my first cousin. His mother is my aunt. His mother and my mother are sisters.
My first memories of Jay was back when we were younger. We would spend summers down south at Grandma's house in Hosky, North Carolina.
Which was crazy. Because we was down in North Carolina learning a whole new world.
And that's where we all really like bonded at. That was our little crew back then.
Our parents sent us down to North Carolina during the summertime so we can learn more about his life.
We took care of each other. We took hikes to stores, walked a mile with no shoes on, going to buy penny candy. Like that was us.
We palmed tobacco, we drove tractor trucks, we rolled on the back, we hitched rides, we thumb rides. These are things that you could not learn in the inner city. We understood what it is to make $1 and what to do with it. Because the people in the city didn't know what hard work was.
Jam Master Jay was born in 1965, and his family moved out to Hollis, Queens in the 70s.
If you don't know about Hollis, Hollis is a place that people grow up, you know your friends' kids, they friends' kids. It's just a community that everybody know each other. It just happens to be one of the wildest places in Queens.
We like the livest town in the borough, in the 5 boroughs. Anywhere you go, you know Hollis. All you gotta do is look at the Adidas shoes. We all rock those.
Hollis Avenue was the #1 heroin capital in Queens, and there's all this going on, but you could also go down the block and you was kind of in the, lower middle class suburbs.
When did you first meet Jay?
Early 70s. I woke up one day and Jay was there and he never left.
We knew each other from like 7 years old, 8 years old.
We was in the same neighborhood, so everybody used to just meet up on the avenue.
I grew up with him like a house away.
Jay was a partner, man. That was like a brother to me, man. We all grew up together.
Jay had 2 slices of bread. I had a egg or something. We got together, we made a sandwich, and we shared that sandwich.
Yeah, when Jay first moved on my block from Brooklyn, yeah, he threw rocks at me.
We wasn't really a gang, we were just a crew.
Hollis crew is Jam Master Jay and all his homeboys.
We grew up together, we went to college together, we toured the country together.
Me and my boys on the block straightened them out, and we realized that Jay never seen a white boy before.
He lived in my house much as my sons, and I lived in my own home. He was there. After school, he was there. I used to say, "Did you do that homework?" He said, "Yes, call my mother." I said, "I don't even know your mother's name good."
I'm sure it's like that in every city, but in Queens, you grow up and there's an elementary school, there's a junior high school, and there's a high school that everybody in the neighborhood go to. The elementary school was 147, the high school was 192.
Which was like the hardest school in Queens.
Jay, Hurricane, and everybody went here. Even 50 Cent came to this school. Queens represent.
So you had to have the toughness that he had within his personality and character just to get by.
Right.
To exist there without music.
When me and Jay was freshmen, we used to walk from our houses all the way to Jackson and go into school together and just do battle.
Me and Jay actually, after we met, found out we both had a love for music.
I sat next to him in band class. He played the tuba, I played the trombone.
I taught him how to spin on the turntables.
Mm-hmm.
Jason took that spinning turntables to another level.
The foundation started in my home with him playing. That's where he really started with music. People don't know that, but I know.
I had this back, man, long time before, we even stole the turntables that he started on.
I asked my mother, I wanted a Sweet 16 birthday party. And she said, okay. Then I said, but I said, cause Jason gonna play for me. So it was like it was all planned out.
The whole neighborhood from blocks wanted to come because they heard he was a good player.
Mm-hmm. Was he famous yet?
To the neighborhood. Yes, to the neighborhood, to us.
I met Jay being around Hollis. He was real cool. That's one thing I can tell you, he was very cool. I don't think I was quite as cool as Jay. I met Jason in the park, and he was with Joe and D, and he was spinning records and they was rapping.
This is 25th Park, man, where niggas used to play basketball. Guess niggas set up the turntables, whatever, man. Jay lived on 2/3, so it was only 2 blocks away, so why wouldn't this be like home? You see niggas over here to 40 ounces, just having a good time, man, enjoying life. In the 80s and the 90s, man, like it was a golden moment, a golden era. Memories, memories, memories. Feels good to come back, but it's not the same.
I know Jay from when I was in a DJ group called Master Sounds, and Jay had a DJ group called 25th Down.
There was only one crew that could bring their speakers, turntables, all their equipment outside, nobody would touch. And that was 25th Down.
Turntable mixer, they just consistent with it. Bunch of fucking records. Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year.
When you DJing and you're in the parks and you want to come to Jamaica Park, you had to go through past Jay and them because that was their territory of Queens. So it was just a matter of time before everybody met each other.
I was putting together different things with Curtis Blow and stuff with my brother and giving out flyers and stuff, and I always seen Jay DJing at different block parties. I always told him, yo, if I ever put together my record and get my life, you gonna be my DJ.
Actually, when Run DMC, Suck MCs blew up, they asked Smith to be the DJ because he was the neighborhood DJ that would rock in the park. And Smith just got a job, I believe, with the post office, like in Delaware or Baltimore or Maryland or something like that, and told him no.
Smith had to go away, so I had pulled Jay aside and said, yo, Jay, listen, man. Go talk to my man Run and let him know what's up and see what's going on. So they talked and Jay got that little job, man, and that's history.
He was perfect for them because he was also their protection in a way because, he gave them also a credibility. And between the three of them, they're three talented people.
I remember, and everybody knows this from high school, coming out of school, at the end of the day, the special, the buses is lined up, you hit the back of the bus, throw your bag in the back of the bus and say that, yo, that's my back seat. I remember I got on the bus, and Sucker MCs came on. Somebody had a tape of Sucker MCs, and they playing on the special, and I'm like, yo, that's Run D. You know what I'm saying? Knew it was them. At this point, I didn't know Jam Master Jay was their DJ.
I remember one day we called for the record to play on it was probably BLS or something back then, and we called and said, I said, don't say your name, Jason. He's like, David from Murdoch. Just made up any name. We felt like they would know it was us, like we was crazy. But they said, yeah, David from Murdoch just ordered this record to play. His call is like that. We went running around Jay's house, and that's where we used to practice, right in Jay's house. And as it went on, we was already trying to be bad, so and right and look right and feel right. So we was just we was on.
Right from the beginning, they took off like a rocket, and they succeeded on a level that almost no other group before them had succeeded.
They were the first rappers on MTV. They were the first rappers on Saturday Night Live. They were the first rappers on the cover of Rolling Stone. Run DMC were the guys who really took hip-hop to that next level.
I think of Run DMC as the Beatles of hip-hop.
Run DMC, period, man. Wow.
I remember a girl bringing It's Like That to school on 12-inch. It just blew my mind. And from there, I used to get on my mom's little turntable and, the one with the platter on top and had a volume down here, cut out a piece of felt, and my hip-hop dreams were born.
I even like Run house. I like to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you ever really escape what they created.
Ron had his personality. DMC had his personality.
Jay was the DJ who wasn't just in the back, man. He was a part of the show.
He made everything cohesive.
Jay was the best DJ, the best live DJ ever.
He's the reason why there's so many DJs DJing behind a rap group right now.
People think that B-boy style is just something that's emerged since there were rap records, but there were B-boys before there were rap records, and it was a certain kind of black urban style that Jason was into as a little junior high school kid.
He loved it, brown desert boots.
He put the B-boy in Run DMC.
He wore nice corduroys.
And Run will tell you and D will tell you the same thing.
He started Gazelles. He pop out the eyeglass and just wear the black frame.
Hold on for a minute. He got the Gazelles on. Let me see them for a minute, man. This is hip-hop right here, God. This is hip-hop. This is hip-hop right here.
Before, when we used to go to Latin Quarter or Union Square, wherever something was happening, Queens ain't have no juice.
The guys from Uptown were insulted that somebody would stand up in another part of the community and say, well, wait a minute, I got something to say about my hood, namely Hollis.
We had nothing. It was like Brooklyn. Everything was fucking Brooklyn. And Brooklyn's in the house, it'd be 400 niggas from Brooklyn, and niggas didn't even want to say that we were from Queens. Like, it was almost an embarrassment to be from Queens. When Run DMC pop, man, and J pop, that put our asses on the map. We was like, shit, nigga, we Hollis.
When you think of Hollis, Queens, you think of Run DMC, Jam Master Jay.
Even that little movement they see when he crosses his arms like this in the background, he was more what the average guy in Queens inspired to be like.
Most DJs ain't street, they just playing no record. Jay let it be known, you ain't gonna kick me out the group, I'ma still be an icon.
Jay is where Run and them got their flavor from. He was the hat, the leather shit, the Adidas with no laces. That was Jay.
I used to get in trouble trying to steal Kangos, you know what I'm saying?
I have Jam Master Jay Adidas in the house.
I had to have a sweatsuit with a kill for one of them little dookie chains back in the day.
J&D had the leather suit on with the leather blazer, the black hat. And I'm like, damn, these niggas is hot.
There used to be a club in Queens called the Olympiad Palace. Then I just remember this day, we're like on the side of the building. And I just remember, if this was a movie, it would have been in slow motion. Jay and about 30 dudes from Hollis turning the corner on Francis Lewis, and Jay had on his white Godfather, and Harold L was next to him with the white Godfather, and they came around the corner. Like, that was like, you know what I'm saying? Jay had that glow around.
Jay was always a cool ass nigga, but Jay was a gangster nigga too.
Russell, who's gonna notice those kind of things, told the other two, from now on, y'all are dressing like Jay.
They used to wear the AJ Lester jackets. Like, if you look at the night and say, why they wearing plaid sport jackets? It was kind of funny because it was so normal. Jay had the same thing, but with theatrics. Right. It's because the velour hat.
Right.
You know, they were wearing shell toes already, but when he put it, the way he put it, it became a costume.
He didn't teach him how to dress, but you know, he showed him the new fashion, you know, his fashion. How to, you know, look, represent, you know, not represent, but to come out on stage, you know what I'm saying? Don't be coming out there half that fucking black jacket, a pair of jeans.
A lot of people get their personalities from who they become after they get a hit record or become famous. No, that was Jay. You know what I'm saying? That was what I believe Run DMC saw and said, this is who, you know what I'm saying, we should be.
He used to lay across the bed with his hat because my sons and I was real little. And I said, Jay, get in the cover. And he said, I am. And I would go back in the room and he would be asleep with his little black hat.
We're at the world famous Arnold Hatters. This is where Jam Master Jay used to come to get his hats. What's your name, sir?
Peter.
Peter. What's your name, sir?
I'm Arnold.
This is Arnold. Arnold Hatters. I've seen you guys for so many years, so many times, man. Talk to me about Jam Master Jay coming in here and getting his hats.
What I can remember most is they coming in, the three of them together. And it was kind of, it was like a whole play, you know? It was nice to see them all together. They just rolled together nicely. And they picked out a nice style. I got his picture up here on the wall.
It's official. You got Slick Rick on it. You got a little bit of everybody,
kid. A little bit of everybody. A lot of stars come through here. Notorious used to come in here a lot. They used to sit and they come in at the same time a lot. It'd be nice to see them talking. Times have changed.
Times have changed, man. They definitely have. Around what time did you first start seeing Jay and Run and those guys come in here, man? Do you remember?
Early to mid 80s. You know, that's when they were all thin. You know, they were all thin. This is the one that they started out on.
Oh, I love this.
You know, that's their original hat. The three of them wore the same hat. They're the Adidas shoes and
that's right,
and the big fat chains and the big glasses. You know, that's the hat. So this hat made some history for the music business.
This right here, this is the crown. The black hat is the crown, symbolizing the sound. That's what this is.
We'll take two of those.
Two of those to go for me and him.
What I'm doing now is just steam kind of softens the felt up. I can pick up the nap in the hair and the hat. Freshens it up, makes it look nice. How are you? Now I just lay all the hair in all the same direction. Steam helps me through this. There it is. Nice, freshly steamed baked hat.
Thank you so much,
My pleasure.
sir.
My pleasure. Come again. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for letting us come in. We sure will.
See that hat in the crowd, you're gonna think it's Jay before you think it's Run or D. You know what I mean? You might tap him on the shoulder and be like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Run. Because you think it's Jay.
This is because of Jam Master Jay, these hats. The reason why me and D wore these hats because Jay rocked them. I guess he got it from out his closet from his pops, and Jay was not a joke.
Jay took my girlfriend from me. He seen Leslie one day, I don't know how he caught her, but he caught her, and she went with Jay. You know what I'm saying? And I was a dude, just, you know, dirty dude, I ain't had nothing.
We was hoes, me and Jay. All around Queens with women. You know what I'm saying? We used to have problems with Shorty Black and them because we was fucking all they girls.
Suck MCs came out, man. Oh, babe, it was over for me. She ain't never fuck with me again.
Me and Jay was the biggest hoes out of Hollis. Well, Jay was the biggest one. I don't know how he was getting all the girls. His nose was kind of big, you know what I'm saying? But he was getting more than I was getting.
165 and 89th, man. This the barbershop Jay was at, like, right before that happened. He stopped through here to get a haircut. My man Suge, this is his barbershop.
First time I ever met Jay, I was like in 7th grade, because I used to go to 192. Right. So we used to go to lunch. I saw him sitting on the Lincoln, and I was like amazed. You know, 7th grade, you know, you like amazed. I said, Jam Master Jay, Run DMC. So then it was crazy is 20 years later, 25 years later, I see Jay, and me and Jay get cool. Right. And that's my man. Like, I used to go to the studio, cut his hair, just come here, cut his hair. And we spoke about anything from family issues to rap, you know, rap or anything. We be talking so much, me and him be talking so much that, like, I'm shaping his mustache up, and he just started laughing, and the whole mustache came off. And, you know, he didn't even bug out about it. He just started laughing. He said, he'll cut the other side off. So the whole barbershop gigging on him, and he was just going along with it. You know, he's just a cool dude, man.
This dude gave the style to Run DMC with the hats, with the jackets.
The street credibility.
You know what I'm saying? It was all his put together, even though he was behind them turntables.
Jason was always that one that fell in the back. He didn't want the spotlight. He didn't need that at all.
He didn't mind playing the back seat because that's what a DJ needed to do, and no one knew that. Everybody rapped about when it was a DJ, and that DJ was famous, and he was Flash. He cut the record, and you rap around his cut.
MCs are gonna be larger personalities. That's why they grab a mic and get up at the front of the stage. You know, a DJ's gonna hold back a little bit, Vicka, you know, and not have that much to say.
But Jay really paid attention. The way he cut the record, it would be, I'm listening closely to you.
Jay wasn't even on the cover of the record. He wasn't in their contract, so they didn't want to put him on the cover of the record. The hypocrisy in that is ridiculous, because Jay is the one who would get them to meetings on time for the record company to promote the records.
He was getting $200 a show, and I convinced Run to split the check on the road in 3 ways because they was getting all the money from the contract because Jay wasn't signed to the contract to begin with.
He'd get the money from the show, and his portion he'd take to buy his own turntable. This type of dude he was. But he was that way in everything. Joe used to say, Jay would always call them suckers because they would always go out for self. And little things, like there'd be 2 first-class seats, and they jump in the seats like children. He'd be like, whatever.
Right.
Or they get off the plane, and there's 2 rental cars, and one got to wait. They drive off and say, Jay's all right. You know, and Jay would never complain.
Right.
And then sometimes Jay was like, you niggas is suckers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You sucker niggas. You always, and they be like, yup. We sucker niggas.
For the world to know, you know, when you think about DJs and hip hop, you know, you gotta put Jay up there at the top of the pedestal.
Run DMC and Jam Master Jay, Jam Master Jay. Like, he turned the DJ into the household name.
That's what inspired me to be who I am today, by watching Run DMC and Jam Master Jay, because I'm a DJ.
But I see all these DJs nowadays who are all great at the tricks, but they don't know how to rock a party.
Right.
They don't know how to play the right records. They don't know how to drop the beats on time when the MC is MCing. And Jay was a master of that.
I've never seen a DJ in my life as tight as him.
One of the DJs that was still on stage doing his cuts raw with 2 turntables, holding the whole show down with 2 turntables.
Knew how to balance a turntable better than just about any DJ I've ever seen. I've never seen anybody, no matter what. I mean, every now and then, but he really could balance a turntable well.
I used to tell my DJ, if you look at Jam Master Jay, maybe you'll get an understanding of what I'm trying to do up here on the stage.
Jay was intricate. Like, if you listen back to Run DMC record, all of those little breakdowns and those little pauses, Jay was a master at any producer out there know about punching. Back in the days, like now you automate, you know what I'm saying? You automate your drops. When you want the bass drum to drop out, the snare drum to drop out. Back in the days, you had to sit at the board and as the record playing, drop the snare out, drop the bass drum out. Jay was a master at that.
The first singles come out in the spring of 1983, and the first album comes out in 84 and it kills, and the second album comes out in 85 and it's even bigger, and then finally in 86 here comes Raising Hell, and it's monstrous.
Regardless of all of that glory and fame and money, he was still Jason to me.
He didn't change. I can remember Jay was like real big and still living at the crib.
He never came at me as, yo, you gotta start calling me Jam Master Jay now. Was none of that. okay? Because if you would have came at me with that, you gotta call me Jam Master Jay, I'd have whipped Jam Master Jay's ass.
They had a family, you know, but Jay was the leader of the family, not only the leader of the Run DMC family, but the whole house could.
Run DMC first went on that Raising Hell tour. Jay knew I was in the streets, I was wilding, whatever, not doing what I was supposed to do. I remember Jay called me and said, yo, Kane, once you come me on tour, just hold us down. I said, what you want me to do? I said, I want you to just hold us down. Jay came and got me from here and said, yo, we out tomorrow. Got your ticket.
With Run DMC being on top, that meant everybody in the neighborhood was on top.
I go to Beverly Hills Hilton, the Beverly Hills Hotel out there in LA on Beverly Hills. Never been there in my life.
I got to meet Run DMC through the Beastie Boys. I saw on USA Today they were playing on the Raising Hell tour together. And I was like, oh man, they hit the big time.
I went in my own room, put on a robe with BH on it, Beverly Hills. You know what I'm saying? Went downstairs and sat on a curb in front of the hotel. Jay came out the hotel and sat with me and just, hugged me like, yo, this is wild, right? I said, yo, this is crazy. I said, look at my robe. Nigga fell out. He fell on the curb like, yo, you bugged out.
In the middle of the tour, Beastie Boys nigga, the DJ.
I decided to fly down and just see if I could get, fucking hook up.
Jay told the Beastie Boys, yo, Hurricane know how to DJ, y'all should ask him. So when they asked me, I was like, huh? Back then there was no white guys rapping and they was wild. I was like telling Jay, like, yo, man, I really don't know, man, if I should do this. And Jay was like, can't do it, man. You should do it. You can make your own money. I can make mine. We both be still on tour together. I was like, all right, Jay, I'm gonna do it for you.
I fucking walk into this redneck bar. I was like, yo, can anyone help me get to the Tampa Dome? Oh, these dudes, they were like, how much you got? I pulled out all the money I had. It was like $40 and change on the bar. And these two dudes took me in their pickup, like on this dark road, and I started thinking about the movie fucking Deliverance. I'm not kidding. I was like, oh, this is it.
When we was on the road, LL Cool J said to me, yo, what you doing with Run DMC on the road? Jam Master Jay and them on the road. Why you ain't with me from Farmers? Nigga, you ain't come get me. Jay came and got me. And I had my own room. My own room in the Beverly Hills. Wherever I stayed at with Run DMC, I had my own room. Them dudes was in 4 in the room, 5 in the room, bugging.
I remember opening the doors to the arena and fucking Peter Piper, Run DMC was on stage, they were playing Peter Piper. Crowd was sold out, they were screaming. I was just like, I remember thinking to myself, oh shit, this is the big time.
We was getting money hand over fist. And when we go overseas to venues that hold 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000 people, 75,000 people, we get paid like it's 75,000 people.
We was making a lot of money on the road. I was the first road manager for Run DMC, and we was making maybe 70 to 80,000 a night, 4 nights a week, and everybody would come home and be back into their little comfort zones, except Jay, he would be in the hood.
He was Santa Claus to Hollis. Christmas time come, Jay come to Hollis with gifts for everybody, like a black Santa Claus.
He had every Carhartt suit that ever been out for me. I had Timberland stacked up this tall right here.
Here's a coat for you, here's a coat for you, here's some money for you, here's this for you.
The whole family had Adidas. Everybody wore Adidas. You go to a family reunion, man, everybody got Adidas on, man. Jerry curls and Adidas. What was you and Jay's relationship?
That's my man.
I mean,
that's my man. Jay.
I want to know how you
me and
felt
Jay,
like you and Jay.
We live in the same building.
Right. 111 Bowles.
Right, we live in Bowles Street together. I remember the first time he moved in, and then we just moved in around the same time, but I knew where the neighborhood was. Right. And it's over by Christopher Street. And Jay and Hurricane came in my apartment like they were being chased. You know, the thugs that they were. They was talking about, yo man, it's a gay parade outside. I said, nigga, it's Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? That's Wednesday on Christopher Street. It's like, that's a gay neighborhood. Like, oh shit.
Welcome to New York. Au revoir.
This is Barrow Street right here. I was 14 years old, and I would take the train, come over here, hope that you can catch Jay at Homes, because it wasn't really no cell phones back then. It was all about beeping a nigga. You had to beep a nigga and just hope that he returns your beep You know what I mean? So it was like, yo, I beat Jay. He returned my page. He told me he was at the crib, so I hopped right on the train to go catch up with him. And you know, he showed me this whole new world. This, you know, we in the village. We in Manhattan. You know, this is a lot different from Brooklyn, Queens. This is a whole nother world over here. I remember one time when I came over here and Terry was knocking on the door. She'd probably get mad when she hear this. She's knocking on the door and me and him's in the crib, we hiding because he's like, yo, I hadn't seen him in like maybe a year and a half, because he was always on the road traveling at this time. So he's like, yo, I'm not even gonna mess with her today. Today, me and you, we gonna hang out. We gonna go to the movies, we gonna go out to eat dinner. And I remember there's a BBQ's right around the corner. And I can remember me and him sitting down at BBQ's. I'm like 14 and we just talking. We talking and he's just telling me, yo, when you get older, you gonna come with me. And it was at that moment right there, man, when I just, you know, he touched me. I knew he had me in position to do what it is that we're doing even right now.
Rap is a competitive sport. Run DMC were very competitive.
Running them, they came out with both fish flying.
They definitely took rap to that next level.
Also, it turns out they couldn't sustain it.
It was no surprise to see JMJ Records come about.
Jay dealt maturely with the decline of Run DMC's popularity.
As long as I knew the group, Jay was always the one who was in control. He was always the one making sure that everyone was on time to their meetings. He was always the one organized and ready to concentrate on something that needed to be concentrated on.
Before the 80s were finished, you know, he got into the fashion business. And around the same time, he began to produce other artists and to create his own label.
Jay was always a producer, you know, even when he made the Slick Rick record, The Ruler's Back, he brought that in like, man. I think that's the first time I really recognized that he always in the studio with us was great.
Right.
He always added a lot. He always had good ideas.
Right.
He was the only one stayed. Joe and D, suckers. They would, you know what I mean? They would lay their vocals down.
Right, and go home.
But Jay would stay with us all night.
You know, not everyone is going to be sitting behind the turntables until they're 60 years old. Jay was going to run a record label one day and be a producer, and that's what he would probably do for the rest of his life.
Jay just always had that hunger to just be hot again. If he wasn't hot this week, he wanted to be hot next week.
Jay is the reason that I got signed to Def Jam. There was a meeting going on in Def Jam offices and shit. You know, New York, all the heads is in there, you know, Jay's in there and shit. You know, the video, Meth Mary came on, you know, they all was watching it, that's their artists, you know. Hey, man, this is big record models on this party and great. And then right after that, this gritty, grimy little black and white video came on, and Jay stood up in that meeting and said, yo, that little nigga right there is gonna be a star. That nigga got something.
DJs are producers, and because they're already putting records together and tracks. Jay would put together a track for you by cutting Apache from turntable to turntable. So watching him produce Onyx and 50 Cent and all these people and doing all that stuff was part of Jay's life. That's what he lived for.
He brought us a couple records, but the main one obviously was Onyx. And he produced them, you know, and brought it to us. And it was, you know, it was good enough. And he had another record that we gave him his own label, J&J.
Yo, this is fucking group out called Onyx. It's fucking crazy. He's like, I don't know how it go. I just know they saying, move back, motherfucker. The Onyx here, we was just in the barbershop describing it to me. And he's like, yo, the niggas just sound like they coming through the club talking about back the fuck up. You better back the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just sounded like some fucking, excuse my language, but this is how I felt, you know what I'm saying? It just felt like a whole nother movement of music. And when I heard it myself, take him up, bring him out, dead, shot him up, shot a ball head. Like, I was like, wow.
I think that the success of Onyx demonstrated that Jay really had a career as a talent scout and as a label head.
Honestly, like, a lot of niggas got beat the fuck up, shot the fuck up, stabbed up to that Onyx shit.
That's when all the charcoal questions started sliding in. All the native tongue niggas with the beads on. Even Latifah started rocking beads, you know what I'm saying? Run DMC started rocking beads. Before Run DMC was fucking with us, you look at the Pause album, they got beads on their neck.
You can't overstate the importance of Onyx, you know, at a moment when hip hop in New York. New York had been getting its ass paddled for several years by the music coming out of LA. New York just fell off.
NWA was rocking. Ice-T and them niggas was rocking. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube and them niggas was rocking. While Tribe Called Quest is rocking. So who's gonna be more gangster?
Onyx were among the very, very first to bring the street back into hip-hop from New York, and the group was successful for that reason, and Jason deserves a ton of credit for it.
We was the nigga holding Def Jam on our back, and Jam Master Jay was always there smiling with the blunt. Like, kind of like laughing, but like, but enjoying the success. That's what we have. That's what I saw with Jay's face. He was like his little kids was growing up and we was trashing hotel rooms, he was laughing. You know, he was laughing because we was going through what he did. You know what I'm saying? He created superstars, man.
And he kept doing that, kept finding good acts and contributing, you know, all the way to 50 Cent.
I was around Jay in infant stages. Like my first attempt to record a record, like a song, was in Rosedale, in his studio. You see what I'm saying? So prior to that, like it was like my homies like Fat Shy had like 2 turntables and we would go to his basement on 160, and you know, every time you buy a single, the 12-inch will have the TV track, the instrumental, the acapella, and we take it and we write our own little lyrics to it and record it to the tape, but it's never in song format. It was just something that repeated in the middle. And he was like, yo, I like it, but the hook, what's the hook?
What's the hook?
You see what I'm saying? And then he took it and he broke it up, and he was like, he left that space there, and he had this thing that we used to do early on that he would make me record the chorus 3 and 4 times before he let me write the rhymes.
Right.
You know, and then until he picked which one he thought was, I like that one.
Right.
And then I'd write from there.
Places to prevent catching the cases, races, leave faces, tie like shoelaces.
I think Jay was the most influential person in my career, like the actual learning process of to have habits that created that early on. Right now.
Jay really believed in 50. He saw something in 50 early. He used to always tell me, yo, this kid gonna blow up, Fonz. This dude right here, he gonna be a superstar.
There's a tape where Jay be like, you're 50, one of the hottest MCs out. He coming up one of my shoulders.
Big shout out to my man 50 Cent doing it, you know what I'm saying? Me and him go way, way, way back, man. That's one of my shorties, man, coming up in the game. One of the best MCs in the world, man. Watch this boy shine.
He can say that forever, one of my shorties. Even if he was physically around right now, he'd be able to call me one of his shorties because I didn't know, he taught me.
50 been around us a million times, it's all cool, boom, put him on a song, you know what I mean?
Out of all the records they created for that actual project, Flex wanted React.
Jay was like, yo, put my man on this album, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with him, he signed to the label official. And I think it'd be good for all of y'all.
See, our relationship was based on a favor from Jay.
The record was just retarded, like, you know, it was just, the beat was crazy.
The fuck made them want to do a hockey video? Like,
that was crazy.
I could barely roller skate. You put me on ice skates, like hockey skating, I'm like, what the fuck? Let me go in the penalty box so I don't have to skate. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I don't have to skate. What's the name? Broke his ankle. LS1.
LS1, yeah, I remember that.
Ryan ice skating up and down. I'm like, man, fuck that, man. Put me somewhere where I can stand still.
When I knew that Jam Master Jay had a record label, I wanted to be on it. Cause for Def Jam, that was like, to me, like, that was like the fly sect of Def Jam. Like, they was like, cause JMJ just had that pizzazz and he had the ear to the street.
Like, he'd go like this, yo, he come around, instead of he's smoking his weed or whatever, we in the studio, and they want some weed, so he go, okay, these niggas is just smoking up my weed, so he just bring a pound.
Right.
And then with the bags and go, yo, here, you can buy you a bag.
Right.
That's just,
he's a businessman.
Who he was. In my eyes, I look at it and go, yo, he cutting no corners. He gonna get right to it.
J&J Records on South Jamaica was a home for a lot of people from all over the country. People from the West Coast would come out there and get love. If, you know what I'm saying, Jay said something.
We used to be in the studio together, and he would actually have like motherfuckers in there trying to rap, you know what I'm saying? and battle and had their little ciphers and shit. And he used to just, you know, tell them to battle me, you know what I'm saying? Right. And they used to think, you know, because I was from the West Coast or whatever, like, oh, yeah, you know, try to, you know, take me for granted, you know what I'm saying? And I used to tear their ass up.
Rich rolling, what it do, hood?
J Studio was like the gateway from Queens, know what I mean? Everybody came through J Studio.
If it was just Jay, you know what I'm saying, we would have kept pushing to the end. But it was other people that was handling business with him that wasn't the business, you know what I'm saying? They was with that bullshit.
When you talk about J Records, it was ran by people from the streets. Randy Allen.
Randy Allen.
Randy was Jay's partner.
Randy Allen. Jay was Randy's fucking ticket. I was gonna fuck him up a few times.
Slick sidekick, nigga with the swagger, his bad side or whatever. Good cop, bad cop. Randy Allen was the bad cop all the time.
When they were young, Randy was the nigga getting the money.
Randy and Yakin, these are guys from the neighborhood from way back in the day. They used to have a house burglary crew.
And he used to take care of Jay.
And I'm telling Jason from the beginning, yo son, this kid is shaky.
When Randy was a crackhead and went to jail from Hollis, when he was in jail, Jay used to take care of him. Then when he came home, Jay was so nice, Jay's heart was so nice that when Randy came home, Jay probably felt it was his obligation to get him on his feet and take care of him.
Gave him a place to stay, gave him a job, gave him part of a company.
Jay just gave it to him, like, yo, nigga, you the president of my shit. You know, here, boom.
And then he could walk on his own. But when Jay helped him out, he never walked on his own. He always walked behind Jay. You know what I'm saying? If Jay got something, he wanted too.
One time, there was a lot of rapping going on Hollis. A lot of the little guys was rapping. And Jay was taking them all in, him and Randy, you know, trying to get some shit with them. None of them motherfuckers like Randy. Nobody likes Randy, man. None of them.
If nobody likes you, kid, it's you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just one individual don't like you. Nobody's checking for you.
Jay could be negotiated with. You know what I'm saying? You could sit him down and be like, hey, this shit ain't right. And you sit him down and tell him and he'll go change the shit.
I'm going through East New York, niggas telling me how they tried to do a record deal with J Records and how Randy fucked them over. You know what I'm saying? Took the money and did them wrong.
All I know is that the fucking Soul Train Award came up missing. One day, we in fucking Randy Allen crib or some shit. I'm like, yo, the motherfucking Soul Train Award is sitting right on this nigga's shit. Mind you, this nigga, the whole time, I ain't got that shit. Oh, who got that? And probably blaming niggas. You know what, stick this nigga, this greasy ass nigga, everybody got this. This shit is right in this crib. So what you do? I take this shit. I grab my shit, what? It's a motherfucker. Now the shit is comfortably in my studio. You know what I'm saying?
And when I talk to Jason, confront him about it, Jason had no idea about what the fuck was going on.
You don't want to believe that this motherfucker standing right next to me, that I know I'm taking care of and I know I'm looking out for, I know I'm holding him and his family down. There's no fucking way in hell he gonna go against me. That's what he thought.
Jay was gullible to Randy. I used to see how Randy could like manipulate him, like he'll hear some shit, like they'll have some shit playing and Randy would be like, yo, like Jay would be like, yo, that shit is hot. And Randy would be like, yo, they sound like such and such. And then Jay the next day would be like, yo, you gotta change that, you sound like such and such.
If you got a motherfucker in your ear that's telling you this is your business partner or whatever the fuck, then this motherfucker helping you call shots. All the artists is like, hey, this motherfucker right here ain't the business.
Then he started bringing guys around Jay that wasn't really in the inner circle with us. You know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of like yes men. You know what I'm saying? And his friends.
That's when James J started flipping around. It started getting a little bit different.
Part of me leaving JMJ was part of people that was around, know what I mean? Right. Niggas he had holding it down. I wasn't like, our chemistry didn't click.
I just wish that motherfucker wasn't in the mix. Shit could have went way further than what it did. Everybody started making moves, you know what I'm saying?
The last thing you said to me, I remember we was on 304 Park Avenue, you said, you gonna learn the hard way about JMJ Records. Mm-hmm. And I didn't understand. You must be a prophet of God, man, because here it is, years after that, man, I watched everything just destruct.
But you know what it was for me? Like, I was looking at it like, you know, I've seen people be over loyal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And not just in the music business, but just in general. In life. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I'll be in a space that is like, I can get to the point where I see things as this ain't working. Right. We gotta try something else. You know what I mean? Right. Because this just ain't it. And it was a lot more pressure on me because I just had the baby. Right. You know what I'm saying? And his mother wasn't actually working at that point. So financially it was like, if I don't go get it, it ain't gonna get got. Now, peep this, when the actual advance came, it was $65,000 in advance from Columbia. Out of the $65,000, Jay got $50,000. To negotiate the release with Jay and then sign me to Columbia, the attorney wanted $10,000.
That's 5 G's left.
That's $5,000.
Quick. Hit the block with
a
that.
full year to go by, I had no choice. I bought 250 grand.
I see everybody around here is really thinking about themselves, and nobody's really focused on the company anymore. Everybody, now niggas who was working for the company, now they want to become rappers.
I didn't have knowledge of Bo and Randy's group, because I didn't know Randy as a rapper.
I ended up seeing this motherfucker on the video trying to rap. I'm like, this nigga is 48 years old. I went from executive to trying to rap.
Now you want to be the star, because your man is a star. What happened to being the vice president? What happened to developing groups?
At the time, while Jay company was called JMJ Records, his record company was functioning like a production company. Right. And he would actually present projects completed.
I was at Universal Records, I had Cash Money, I had Nelly.
Garnett Reed was a guy that Jay got down with to execute the Rusty Waters deal.
I was always into something. I could never sit still at my desk. And I saw Jay and I saw Randy, and they were, they were trying to shop some music.
For Jay to even go for some corny shit like that, like 2 New York motherfuckers singing down south rap. You don't even know they slang. How the fuck is y'all the Muddy Waters bullshit? What is that? That shit would never work. You know what I'm saying? But Randy convinced Jay like, yeah, this is it.
Son goes and get his sister to work for the company now. He positions her. So when he positions her, his sister, that's when the takeover began.
Lydia is Randy Allen's sister, and she was like, I can't even tell you her position, what she was doing with us. But Jay had the bitch out there doing whatever she was doing. I don't really know what her position was, but she was getting just as money as I was getting. And she wasn't doing none of this shit I was doing, rapping, none of that.
When I found out his sister's in charge of bank accounts and all that, I mean, they robbing Jay. I already knew that. They robbing him, they taking the money and doing what they gotta do with it. Jay taking care of them, like they little kids.
That's a hurting feeling, because I can personally say, because I've experienced that throughout my life. You help people, and they turn around and hurt you.
It's at this time right here that, I don't know, just everything was just different. That same love and unity that everybody once had, it was like every man for themselves now.
There was a lot of tension, right? And the tension created a lot of negative vibe, because it's almost one and the same. And the negative vibe consisted of people being overconfident in whatever they had going on.
Dude was just like, yo, me, you, Randy, we're gonna be 30-30-30, And that other 10% was gonna be split between Bo and, Lydia, man, and it was just a fair deal.
He felt like, yo, finally, these people can get out my pocket.
The most thing that I can remember is when he got me that deal, when he called those niggas and he said, Bo, we getting a deal, we gonna sign tomorrow.
Jay's out on the road, and these dudes is now getting situated.
It was just a great day in the world, man. I'd never really shopped a record deal before. I used to want to rap myself.
While Jay was gone, the production that Jay left, we continued making music, and Randy oversee while the actual engineer is there.
So now Run DMC is going on tour with Aerosmith and Kid Rock.
And I mean, 15, 17,000 people were in there,
before Run DMC took the stage. And I could see it on their faces, man. They're like, this is how we remember. And this is how I remember seeing them rock when I was a kid.
About to sign to Def Jam. We put out our 20-year anniversary album on Def Jam, you know what I'm saying? So the Kings finally go home. Because your man can leave from this studio and go on tour for 30 days and come home with $100,000. You want to be able to do that too.
At the time that we got the deal, that was like the time to celebrate for me, man, you know?
Now you feel like, fuck Jay. That's what this motherfucker was running around saying. He was running around saying, yo, fuck Jay. It's about me right now. The nerve of him, huh? When he got his so-called deal.
The guy was stealing from Jay. Jay had busted him. Matter of fact, that night I heard Jay was on the way to the airport and found out Randy was stealing from him again and came back to confront him that night.
To me, man, Jay just, man, he just got, you know, fucking with Randy just wound up fucking up the whole shit.
We begin tonight with devastating news.
I spoke to him on the phone like 4 or 5 times that morning.
The rap community mourns the death of one of its pioneers.
He wanted me to go to Manhattan and go see his accountant. But I didn't go see the accountant, I stayed in Queens. I stayed right there at the house on Hollis and 2/3 until the phone call came in.
I got a call from a local television news reporter.
My phone rang and it's Light. And Light says to me, yo, did you hear anything that happened in the studio?
The hip-hop world is in shock.
My cousin Denise is on the phone and she's fucking crying. You gotta get down to the studio. When she said, I have to get down to the studio, I hung up the phone.
In Queens, I don't care, like, well, if you said the word studio, everybody knew that's Jam Master Jay's studio.
I'm calling the place and finding, is he all right? I'm like, is he all right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, where he at? So I'm driving right to where he at.
I was at home and I was standing there and my wife had got a call. She was like, Kane, you should sit down. I'm like, sit down for what?
I get to church, I'm doing my regular church things, praying, whatever we do, and I get a beep, I think it's from Eric Blamerville. Jay got killed. I was in Def Poetry Jam, and I got it, I think it was a SkyTel or something. And I got it, I didn't really believe it.
And my heart leapt up into my throat. I'm saying, I don't even know what you're talking about. And the guy said, well, turn on the television, you can see for yourself.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Reed. We begin tonight with devastating news, the death of Jason Mizell, known to many as DJ Jam Master Jay of Run DMC. He was gunned down last night close to the neighborhood where he grew up.
I was like, what? And all I remember saying was, what? And then I just dropped the phone and just like fell down to my knees, like, you know, and just started bawling, just started crying real hard because I'm like, still can't believe it.
I run out the house and I run across the street. My man Big D was sitting right here in the driveway in his van. I said, yo, DJ just got hit.
I was, you know, in disbelief.
Right.
You know, rumors, people say shit. That's what I thought it was.
But I remember standing out there and just not believing it, like, nah, Jay ain't dead. All the police out there, all the people crying, all the ropes, all the yellow tape, Jay ain't dead.
By this time, Yemi rolls up, Chuck D rolls up, everybody rolls up. Everybody is outside. He's in a state of shock because nobody can believe what just happened tonight.
I was dizzy. I was kind of numb. I was numb for a long time. It was like, you know, because that was nothing that, you know, no one expected that.
It was really confusing to me because I was wondering, how could somebody just come up in the studio and kill my partner?
What they told me was that 2 masked gunmen ran in the studio, shot Jay and ran out.
At that time, my heart dropped for a second and rage took over me. I just wanted to hurt something because someone took something from me, like I was robbed by somebody I know.
October 30th, 2002, a lot of people lost their security in this world. From Run DMC losing a DJ, to my aunt losing a son, to Terry losing a husband, to me losing a family member, to Hollis Crew losing a friend, to hip hop losing a soldier. And we got hit hard, and I'm still feeling that pain every day since then.
Until the act of murder itself, there was no violent entry, there was no forced entry, there wasn't any kind of hubbub. You know, what we know is that, you know, somebody entered the studio easily and got to Jason quickly. And it seems unlikely that any of that could have happened if it were done with Jason's friends and Jason himself, you know, kind of alerted to this terrible danger and doing what they could to stave it off.
When I go to the studio to see him, downstairs, there's a glass door with a doorbell buzzer. I'm his family. I ain't got a key to the goddamn door.
You gotta get buzzed in. It's a camera. There's cameras in the motherfucking studio. Everybody's looking at the camera before you buzzing in. How are you buzzing in a stranger? So obviously you ain't buzzing a stranger. You buzzing somebody that you was familiar with.
Got that? Okay. Now you gotta walk up these stairs. Oh, well, I don't know, maybe a good 20 steps up? Then when you get 20 steps up, there's a door, which is like a drug pen door. Solid wood, cross bolt lock. Okay? When you get to the door, the camera is showing who's in front of the door. Now, how do you get into this door? Unless somebody inside already opened that door for you to get in.
Or Jay didn't even know somebody got buzzed in because Jay's on the outside of the studio. The buzzer's inside where the controls and the boards is at. Jay was outside where the TV and the games was at. You feel me?
Right.
So somebody had to know who was inside of that room, who buzzed in, who was at the door.
Every time I went there, they let me in downstairs. When I got upstairs, they had to open up that door to let me in. It was a slide bolt. You put the big key in and the two bars go into the wall. So, how did they get in? Tell me it was not an inside job. Tell me. Somebody tell me it's not an inside job.
Tapes is missing, things of that nature. And then, I mean, the people, credible people that was in there who you would think would want to say something, don't have nothing to say. I ain't feeling that.
Someone paid somebody to get up in there to do what they did. What else would you like to know?
There was a time when I couldn't roll down this block. There was a time I didn't even take this way down Jamaica Ave or Hillside. Like I just wouldn't even, I go all the way around. 5 years. For me to come down the block today, get out the car, and walk up in here, like this is definitely big for me.
Yeah, for sure. What up, man?
I used to live here. This was my house. This is everybody's home away from home. Like Jay, he would just come home from off tour or whatever, man, and just come right here, man. Like this was it. This was the place to be for us.
Everybody knew Jay had a studio in the hood, but everybody didn't know exactly where it was. Right. I didn't even know exactly where it was. You know what I'm saying? I thought that it was going for good, but it was just so happened, like, you know what I'm saying, everything, it was nothing in here, but like, it was a lot of, like, they tore this place apart, be like, for real.
Who's they?
From what I think, they said that the police was searching for stuff or whatever like that. There was no walls, I don't know why, but they took that apart. It was holes in the walls, holes in the floor.
Right.
I didn't know Jay personally, like on the one-on, I didn't never meet him formally, but I was in my store when whatever went down, and I shocked the shit out of me.
If two masked gunmen were to come through this door, if they were to get buzzed in, they would have to run up these stairs, come down this hallway. They gotta run past this establishment. They gotta run past this establishment. They walking down the hall, another door, another establishment. This door is always locked. You can't just walk through this door and everything is gravy. That's not how it was done here. Somebody had to have knocked on the door. Somebody had to have gotten up and opened the door. We used to have a peephole here so you could see who's at the door. It was also cameras right here. So if anybody were to have come down this hallway, it would be recorded on the cameras. So it's just like, it was a tight ship around here, man. Like, this wasn't no joke, man. Like, this is Jam Master Jay we talking about. They come through the door. Jam Master Jay is playing the game right here, supposedly. So now, whoever opened that locked door, seen him come in. So if Jay was playing a video game and Tony Rukan was sitting next to him and somebody runs through this door, he's seeing who's coming at him. If two masked gunmen ran in here, he's seeing them. Not just him, but if somebody standing right there, they seeing him.
Tony told me that his phone rang, he went down and picked his phone up, and all of a sudden he heard gunshots. Blah, 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 blah. He said, you just covered. I said, ain't nobody say nothing? He said, no, all I heard was gunshots came and I got shot, boom, whatever. He got shot. I said, so where was Randy and Mike B at? They was in the other room.
If it's two other people in this door and you hear a gunshot go off, this is a very light door. You know what I'm saying, man? So if you hear gunshot and it's supposed to be three people in this room right here. Somebody ran through this door, two shots go off. How could you not hear anything? How could you not automatically do like this? I hear a gunshot go off. I'm coming out like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Nobody did that.
I said, okay, so after y'all got shot, the guys left. Did they come out the room? No, they didn't come out the room. He said the people down the hall came into the room after that. I said, so you mean to tell me the people down the hall came into the studio room before they came out the room that's right here? He said, yeah. So I'm thinking like, what the fuck they doing in the room the whole time?
Who dialed 911? I heard somebody ran to the police station. Why would anybody run to the police station and not just dial 911? If I'm in the same studio as you and you get shot, I don't think I'm leaving you, man. I don't think I'm gonna go outside and then go run to the precinct.
The nigga ran to me and then I ran to the studio, and then before I could leave the studio, the police was there. So it was like a matter of a nigga ducking from shots, then getting out the studio and running frantic and remembering that I'm down here.
Why not just stay with your man and hold him down and figure it out?
So after he
use your cell phone, dial 911.
For you to feel the need to run to the police is real suspect. That sounds to me like you was really trying to make it seem like you was not involved.
6 people in the studio, 1 person gets killed. Nobody knows anything. I can't understand that. Somebody else, anybody else in the room can understand that? Let me know, man, how 5 other people could be in here and nobody knows or saw anything. It's crazy. I'll never understand that. So, I don't know what to say about that. It didn't have to happen, man. Niggas didn't have to kill Jam Master Jay, man. To kill Jam Master Jay, you was just out of your fucking mind. I know right now, every day you suffer inside, man. You suffer every fucking day. You wake up like, what the fuck did I do, man? Why did I do that shit? Why did I kill Jay? I can't do shit now. Niggas won't take my phone call. Niggas don't like me. Niggas, I can't even go in boroughs. And every day I'm scared. Every day I'm scared because I don't know when the fuck it's gonna come my way. But I know it's coming, man, because I fucked up. That's how I know niggas feeling right now, every day. They wake up, hell on earth, man. How that shit feel? How the fuck that shit feel, hell on earth, man? I don't gotta look in the camera and say shit to nobody, man. Niggas know me, niggas know my voice, niggas know who I am. I don't gotta say nothing to nobody, man. The people who I'm talking to, everybody know who they are.
When I found out that he was murdered, execution style, and that the individuals in the studio, who normally are at the studio, had no answers, that's when my ass just went ballistic. I had to go take some time for myself. Because ain't no way in hell you can tell me someone came up here, shot my cousin, y'all motherfuckers don't know nothing. I've been in that studio many a nights. Fed every son of a bitch that came through that bitch. I used to cook the food at home and take it to the fucking studio. Okay? So you can't tell me you don't fucking know nothing. Okay? So all of a sudden nobody knows nothing. All of a sudden the fucking the camera, the film is gone? What the fuck is this?
Right.
Huh? What's this? Houdini's up in this bitch?
Right.
This shit is sickening.
Well, a lot of people, if they did see anything, a lot of people won't cooperate with the police. They can be threatened by someone. So if you threaten, that means you're afraid if you don't speak. True?
Definitely true.
But I'm quite sure someone knows something.
It's impossible for them not to see.
Right.
It's impossible for them not to see who did that. But it's not possible for them to be afraid. You see what I'm saying? Because I went over this in my head a million times. And I said, man, they know who the fuck. They know who did that.
My whole thing is...
It's just, for what is their motive, their motivation? Right. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't think, well, I can't say I don't know for 100%, but I don't want to think that people in the studio wanted Jay dead.
I know a lot of gangsters. I know a lot of people that do gangster things. You know what I'm saying? And I understand it. You know what I'm saying? We're all individuals. You want to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to think, man, who was in that room? What kind of people was in that room? And I mean all of them. Whoever was there. You know what I'm saying? We still don't know the story, but whoever was there, there wasn't one person in the room that said, yo, man, you talking about Jay, man. You understand what I'm saying? Right. I don't care if the plan came from somewhere else and then they came here, or the plan started in the studio and something happened. Mm-hmm. Like, and out of all these people, whoever was involved with the shit, nobody said, yo, you talking about Jay, man. You talking about Jay, son.
That's the sad part about it. Because I have sons and daughters. And if someone harmed them, and I know all their friends is there, and no one can't tell me nothing, therefore someone is hiding something, or someone is afraid, have been threatened, so they refuse to speak. But God said the truth will set you free, so I feel that all those that was there, they should speak. If they truly loved him the way they say they love him, they should speak.
It's like crazy, man. I can't even think of, there's just no reason why somebody would want to just do that to him, because he would never do nothing to you to make you want to do that to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's still a puzzle to me. I can't figure it out. I mean, it's like the people in the room ain't no help.
The people that was there were there all the time. Like I feel like everybody that was in that room, from Tony, Randy, Lydia, I don't even know who else was in there.
Right. Just two other people.
Yeah, but those three people were totally a part of the entire time period.
What day did Jay die?
October 30th.
October 30th.
2002.
October 29th, every name that you could mention was a good friend of mine.
Talk to me about the next day after Jam Master Jay gets killed. We're standing in front of his house.
I pull up and Randy and Lydia is already there. And his sister becomes irate.
Right.
In the sense of just like she can't control her nerves. She get fidgety, jittery, and she's panicking. She's telling Randy, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I'm telling Randy, come here. So then Randy gets in. So we pull off. So his rebuttal was what it was.
When I first heard about it, when I first came to New York and came to the house, I want to know what happened. You know, Randy Allen tells people that Curtis Schoon did it.
And things was gonna be dealt with. He put a price tag on the dude head.
Once he said that, immediately everybody in the hoods, whatever, they thinking like, okay, we got the guy that did it. We know who did it.
He said $100,000.
Right.
If anybody could bring me this nigga,
right,
$100,000 on his head.
One person.
My man Big D said, yo, watch your mouth. When you say you gonna put $100,000 on a nigga, you better be sure you got $100,000 on a nigga head. Your man backed away from that scenario automatically.
Curtis Schoon at the time was not financially stable enough to be going in and messing with Jay. And him and Jay's problem was 7 to 8 years before this.
Then Randy gets on the radio and says him and his sister don't know who did it.
And then Randy's sister first said it was Curtis. But we all know that wasn't, so why did she lie to begin with?
If me and you in the room together, or if I'm in this room and you in that room, and you get killed, you can ask me the story 1,000,000 times and I will give you the same exact thing what happened. You know what I'm saying? The same exact story will give you, every time you ask me, I will give you the same story. Only time the story get twisted is if I'm throwing some lies in there about what happened.
Here we are 5 years later.
And now he's saying, you know, he's implicating people.
Now he's telling people that Tenor did it, the dude that's in jail right now for robbing Long Island, and his sister told the police that, but they didn't do nothing. Now that's the full story.
Tenor is a kid that, you know, he had a rough life coming up as a shorty.
He was actually really a bum cat to me. He was a bum cat because he never had nothing, was always begging and always starving. You know what I'm saying? A jailbird. That's what he was. And a bum jailbird like that.
There's this cop, hip-hop cop. His name is Derek Parker. And Derek Parker has said that you have something to do with the murder of Jam Master Jay. Can we talk about that?
He's a fat liar. And because he a cop, he think he can't get dealt with it. And he's wrong. If he was not retired, I'd get him fired. And if he keep talking the way he talking, I'm gonna get him wired. Break his jaw a couple places, and he have to eat out of a straw for the next 6, 8, 9 months if he make it. So you need to know what he's talking about. You need to shut up, really, because he don't. You know what I'm saying? Things could happen.
I believe the reason why the police added me to the equation of what could have happened is because they had no information.
Right.
And they feel like the answers lie between the deceased person's friends and his enemies.
Right.
So they go, who's his enemies? And there ain't no long list of enemies. So then they go,
who's his friends?
Who's his friends? And then when I pop up, they go, oh, maybe somebody did something to send him a message. That same night, I was scheduled to do Mars 2112. And they said if I showed up, they was gonna lock me up on the sidewalk before I actually got in to do the show. Because pretty much they felt like whoever shot Jam Master Jay could have shot him to send me a message and would be looking to shoot me right after, and they didn't want me to get shot in the middle of the city right away and it reflect on their police department when they can't find who
shot Jay.
Or who shot both of us.
I spoke to Jam Master Jay a minute before he, the whole thing went down. Because a minute had passed by from the time that I got from the top of my stairs and putting down the phone, kicking with Jay, how happy I was that we was going out on the road next morning to promote the Rusty Waters album for 30 days. Talk to Jay and get down the stairs, crack his cheese, back upstairs, get packing again. And my phone rang. As soon as I got to the cheese, my phone rang. I ran back upstairs. This is all 1 minute, man. And Lydia's screaming, man. She's like, they killed Jay, you gotta come here quick. And I'm like,
who's they?
Huh?
Who's they?
Just somebody shot him today. They came in and they shot Jay and he's on the floor and he's bleeding.
How does it make you feel to know that people say that it was people in that studio that had something to do with it? These supposed to be his friends, but now they're like suspects in Jam Master Jay's murder.
If you have a friend, you won't harm your friend. And if you grow up with someone like a brother and sleep with him and eat with him, it have to play a big role of jealousy. Because jealousy is very dangerous to a lot of people.
So he's trying to prolong it, but his time been up. Because everybody know from that night, he's never been looked at the same or respected the same. And he ain't get no respect then. He ain't get no respect then. I don't know why he on MTV News, all these places fronting. Because he's not in a group, he's not an artist, and this is real life. And he act like it's a soap opera, it's a sitcom. And everything that he say, people around him say, is a script that he wrote. But he's not a puppeteer. He just think he a puppeteer. And whoever follows him is dumber than a puppet.
They saying it's more than one shooter?
No, they were saying that it was, but they were saying it was two niggas, right? But I don't really know because I wasn't in the studio, you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean,
like if I was there, I'll be dead, is what I'm telling you. If I was in the studio, I'll be dead.
Yeah, up to the same thing.
Because I was the one that used to carry the guns around. Jay told me stop carrying my gun. Like, who you think you in the Wild West? Stop carrying your gun. You ain't even got beef with niggas. You just run around with a gun for nothing.
A major point of contention is the role that Randy Allen's younger brother Teddy might have played in the Jam Master Jay slaying. Marvin Thompson had previously theorized to us that Teddy was in fact the trigger man in the murder, and Thompson said that a week prior to the death of the DJ, that Teddy pulled a gun on Jay's cousin, Fonz.
This man's little brother pulls a gun out on me. I called Jay on the phone because he's still on tour with Aerosmith and Kid Rock. I said, yo, Jay, if anything happened to me, I got shot and killed in your studio. 7 days later, Jay gets shot and killed in that studio. So you tell me what the fuck happened.
I still don't see what they had to gain out of losing Jay. Because Jay was the income. He was it.
For some reason, Randy and Jay had an life insurance policy on each other.
That's false. Can't nobody have insurance on you but your wife and your mama. Your homeboy can't get insurance on you. You can't have insurance on me. Anybody who said that is like a fucking idiot.
You positive about that?
Pretty damn sure, yeah.
A lot of niggas was mad at Bo too, cause after Jay died, that nigga Bo like was fucking with Randy.
Rusty Waters was supposed to go on tour the next day. And they still made that tour.
Niggas was like, how's you fucking with, cause you know niggas was saying that Randy had something to do with it.
Being down with Rusty Waters 6 months after Jay passed was a tough thing to do.
After Jay passed away, Rusty Waters lost their deal.
Then him and Randy parted ways and shit.
That nigga is a slimy nigga. And I don't fuck with him. Me and him won't do no business. We won't never see me and him standing together and nothing.
There's no way you could believe in a group like that without having somebody to vouch for them.
You had so many different opinions on how Jay died.
Everybody was suspect. Everybody was suspect that was involved with that whole situation.
I wasn't down with Jay and that movement long enough for me to say, yo, I don't like the way that looks.
Randy just broke out on that nigga when that Muddy Waters bullshit wasn't working.
Randy knew that people was gonna get at him, so he bounced from New York. And he took his little crabby ass family with him.
Randy and Lydia ran off with our last bit of our money, about like $200,000-300,000. And they sued. Randy made him a house from the ground, 1.2 million. Lydia moved to like Miami and built her a crib, and then me and Garnett is just here broke.
I saw a family, man. A family let me in to be a part. Like they trusted me with money. They trusted me with their careers, and I delivered, you know? But at the end of the day, I walked away shortchanged myself. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say poor accounting. You know what I'm saying?
Jay was kind of like the glue, because you know how when a person becomes a star, it's like they move away and it's like they lose touch of what's going on in the hood. But Jay kept it like,
the hood and the entertainment world kind of attached in some way. You know what I'm saying? Because he brought a lot of people from out the hood, such as 50, Onyx. You know what I'm saying? You name him. He had a lot of dudes, you know, that he put on. I be seeing shit on VH1, niggas talking about they know Jay. They don't know Jay. You don't know nothing about that man. And they talking like they really know him. And what happened and what could have happened. You don't know nothing, man. The only ones that know what happened is the dudes that was in that studio.
Everybody that was in the studio at that day is a culprit and should be arrested, should have been arrested, or should be buried.
First, we wasn't gonna make it a studio. You know what I mean? We just gonna make it our office. And I was like, nah, we gonna keep this shit rocking. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm here to preserve something. You know what I'm saying? And try to keep something alive. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Bless you, man.
grew up, you know, on the dude's music and Run DMC music, and I'm like, damn, man. Like I never thought I'd be involved with something like this, but it's like, if anybody would have probably came across it, probably be a dentist's office. You never know. Nah, like let's keep it rocking. Like let's keep it alive.
Oh, you did a movie for him?
Yes, it's called Two Turntables and a Microphone.
That's a great thing you're doing for a legend.
Yes.
That man is a legend, man.
Right.
You know, I happened to see him that died the day before he died.
Right.
I saw him coming out from the sneaker store. He just waved his hand to me. Never saw him again.
111, 3. Where I come from, 617 area, y'all know what the 3 means, 3 for the stripes. And Jam Master Jay represented nothing but the number 3. He had 3 stripes on his Adidas. He was the 3rd sibling. He had 3 children. He lived on 111 and 203rd Street. He died October 30th. He was born January 21st, 2 and 1 equals 3. They let off 3 doves at his gravesite when he passed away, and he was a 3rd member of Run DMC. 3. Then take a count. 1, 2, 3. Jam Master Jay, Run DMC. I love it, man. R.I.P. Jay.
When you see Jay, it wasn't no fucking oh shit, Jay. Wasn't no autographs and none of that shit. Cause Jay would be in the hood. We'd be on the block on a Saturday or something, drinking and shit. And Jay would be out there with us. Police come throw motherfuckers up on the wall. Jay on the wall too. Yeah. Jay was there.
Jam Master Jay here, you know what I'm saying? The creator, the originator of the whole hip hop thing.
Jay was the kind of dude that did that. You know what I mean? And that was him. And that was something that you wasn't gonna be able to take away from him. He's gonna keep that studio in Queens. And sometimes when I thought about it, I was like, damn, if he'd have just had his studio in Manhattan or whatever, he'd probably still be here today. But that's the kind of dude that he was. He had to be in Queens to show people from Queens that you can do this shit.
I'm not gonna say keeping it real with the hood is the best thing to do, because what happens is the hood will consume you. And Jay kept some people around him that, you know, wouldn't stay out of the hood and had evil in them, and that's what probably took our brother from us.
He was loyal to the hood. Those were his peeps. And in the same kind of way, he'd stayed friends with his childhood friends, many of them, all through his life. And all of these guys did not go into the music business, and all of these guys did not have straight lives. You know, some of these guys did time in jail, and some of these guys did crime and didn't do time in jail. And some of them just fucking went left. And Jason still found it in his heart to maintain his friendship with his old friends.
You know, if Jay had one foot in the street still, even though he was gaining all the success, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the way you keep your success. You have to stay in touch with your roots.
Every neighborhood has hope in somebody. For Hollis, if you wanted to be a rapper and you had somebody in your neighborhood the stature of a Jam Master Jay, then you go in the studio and work hard, because you know dude is only an arm's distance away. Jay kept his studio close to the hood so that people that wanted to get to him could.
To us, he was just fame. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't no celebrity to us or none of that shit. That nigga come to the crib, eat macaroni and cheese and chicken with us at his sister's crib, buy bottles, drink, get drunk, argue, fight, the whole 9, all the time. Jay was the nigga. They fucked Hollis up when they killed him.
Hollis is like ghost town now. I remember back in the days when Jay was here, God bless his dad, I would be able to go to Hollis and the people in the neighborhood was always had something going on the strength of Jason. Jason brought Hollis to life because Hollis was nothing. It was nothing. Ed Lover and all of us used to be in the park playing basketball, shooting hoops, go out there and shoot CeeLo and all that. You know what I'm saying? There was always music going on. Every other block, somebody was barbecuing in their backyard. You know what I'm saying? It was live. Now today, you go through Hollis, it's like retirement homes because there's nothing going on. When they broke down the park and supposed to redid it and built it back, I thought that they was gonna bring it back in honor of Jay, and I haven't seen none of that. They're supposed to name the street after Jam Master Jay, and that didn't get done yet. The first sign that they printed for Jam Master Jay, it's sitting here on my wall. Wow. It didn't make the street. It's sitting there on my wall. Jam Master Jay way. It didn't make it.
In the immediate aftermath of Jam Master Jay's murder, there was a stillness in the air. I mean, it was like it was beyond mourning. It was a great loss.
Thank you, oh God, for Pawns to come back, oh God. I thank you, oh God, for the memory of a young man, oh God, that was named Jason, oh God. Oh God, you know him, oh God, before he was in his mother's womb, oh God. You knew the time that he was born, oh God, and you knew the time that he was going to live.
It's hard to describe in one word, but if I was to put one word, I'd put genius.
One word to describe Jam Master Jay. Class.
The original, because, you know what I'm saying, he was the original hip-hop DJ, you know what I'm saying? We don't need no band, we got a DJ because we have Jay, you know what I'm saying? He's the original.
Even if you know Jam Master Jay or you don't know him and you hear that, it's love, you know what I mean?
The original hip-hop Don. We love you, Jay.
You need a few words, man, because Jay was incredible. He was an incredible DJ. He was excellent father.
Everyone loved him. He was just a very humble brother. He was very pious. He was just a beautiful brother.
Jam Master Jay gonna always be a role model to me as a DJ, also as a producer, somebody who really knows how to control a crowd. You're definitely missed, brother. God bless you. Love you, Jam Master Jay. Yeah.
Brother from one of the greatest hip hop groups to ever do it, and lay the foundation for the brothers that's doing it today.
He is in many ways helped out the world, and I tell him thank you for that.
Thank you for being yourself. Thank you for being a man who you were.
Oh, he's one of the persons that opened the door for all of us.
Had a lot to do with why I'm here today, right now. My man Jam Master Jay, man, you want to let him know rest in peace. We still praying for him, man. We still out here for him. We still holding it down. I still got my first sale to Adidas.
You know I had love for you, boy. In a real way, if you looking down, smiling right now, because we still doing what we supposed to be doing. Jam Master Jay, you was a real nigga, man. You will forever be loved and remembered.
One love, man. One love, cat. You know it.
I can't do it. I can't give you the one word. There is no, coming out of my mouth, there is no one word.
I don't think it's a word that describes him, but I think the word will tell you what he meant to me, and I'll just say miss, man.
One word to describe Jam Master Jay was hip-hop rock star all the way cool.
Just a phenomenal DJ, man. God, I wish he was still alive.
I think one word to describe Jay probably just be like smile. There's no other way to see his face but with him smiling.
Yeah, I can't use a word to describe Jay. I don't even like talking about Jay, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, that shit just is disturbing, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, having one of your niggas get killed and you ain't do nothing about it, you know what I'm saying?
It was 5 years later, it hurts just as bad. I'm with the same people I was with when I got the news that night. I mean, I don't know. We could stay here for 20 days, man. It's a life. So, you know what I'm saying? You can't just... It's a good dude, man. Good dude.
We take murders too casually in our community. In Brooklyn, in Queens, in Harlem, every day somebody's getting popped.
Jay was one of about 12 people that got killed in a short period of time in Queens. Right. They weren't in the news. Right. Jay was newsworthy. If this murder is ever solved, and somebody says, yeah, I killed Jay and here's why, it's not going to explain shit to me. There was no reason that Jason needed to die that way.
Everything in the dark comes to light. We all know that. It's that simple.
You know, nothing's ever worth taking another human life, no matter how bad it is. It's just not worth it.
Too often in America, in many communities, whether it's the East Coast or the West Coast or wherever you are, we're taking loss of life too lightly. And unfortunately, sometimes it takes the shock of losing somebody as great as Jam Master Jay to make us understand how precious everybody's life is, along with his precious life.
All y'all know Jam Master Jay is a legend and a nice individual, man, that did not deserve to die the way that he did. And it's only right for the person or persons that killed this brother should be, you know, you figure it out.
But my God, I just thank you for life for each and every one of us. I thank you that you kept him all them years, oh God.
We're making a special appeal to the person or persons that were involved with the murder of Jam Master Jay. You know who you are, and we will soon know who you are.
And oh God, whatever took place, oh God, the truth should set us free.
Rest in peace, Jam Master Jay.
And oh God, I ask you to bless Fonz and his family, Jason, his mother and sister and brothers, and these 3 young men in here. Bless them, oh God, and continue to speak to their hearts. That if they don't have you in their hearts, oh God, when they leave this place, where would they put their home? Oh God, I pray to God that they will have their home into the heavenly kingdom. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Jesus.
Feel better?
Yes, I do. Always. Yes, I do.
He added something to the vibe of Run DMC that was more than just, you know, on the turntables. It was his natural personality and character.
To me, Peter Piper's prophetic. And like all fairy tales end, you'll see Jay again, my friend. He was surrounded by, you know, a lot of people who were still in the street. And they still in the street now. Some of them know about his death. We don't know who does and who doesn't. That's the kind of element that he was in. Right. He never left.